Hi everyone, my name is Diane and welcome to my channel. I make videos for tax professionals and taxpayers. In today's video, I am going to discuss the Child and Dependent Care Tax Credit with focus on the child portion of that credit. Before I begin the discussion of that Child and Dependent Care Credit, I would like to lay some groundwork. I just want us all to be on the same page as to what a credit is and what a deduction is. A tax credit reduces your tax liability or the tax that you owe, and a tax deduction reduces your taxable income. Also, the Child and Dependent Care Tax Credit is a non-refundable credit, meaning that it can reduce your tax liabilities down to zero, but it will not generate a refund or a tax refund. Whereas a refundable credit, after it has reduced your taxable income down to zero, will generate a refund for the portion of the credit that went unused. Hope we're all clear on this. I also do want to state that this video will be an overview of the Child and Dependent Care Tax Credit. If you would like more detailed information on this credit and to know what specific criteria is needed in order to qualify for this credit, I urge you to go to irs.gov and type in Publication 503. Moving forward, the purpose of the Child and Dependent Care Tax Credit is to offset the cost of child and dependent care expenses for taxpayers. So for the child to qualify for this credit, they must be under the age of 13 during the time that the child care was provided. Also, the taxpayer who is claiming the credit must have earned income. Now, the taxpayer can claim up to 35% of child care expenses. The maximum eligible expenses is $3,000 for one child and $6,000 for two or more children. Now, the credit is calculated based on income and the percentage of expenses that are incurred to enable the taxpayer to go to work, look for work, or attend school. Now, let's talk child care providers. Who can be listed as a child care provider on your return? So taxpayers have to fill out the form 2441 in order to claim the Child and Dependent Care Credit. But there is also specific criteria that determines whether or not the child care provider can actually be listed as a child care provider for you to take this credit. So child care providers can include daycare centers, after school, summer camps, babysitters, and sometimes a nanny, but that gets a little sticky. That's why it's really important to go over Publication 503, where in that publication they can determine whether your nanny is a house employee of yours or if they are in fact a child care provider. And your tax professional will also be able to help you determine if the person who you receive child care from can be claimed as your dependent, meaning that it's another child. They may be over the age of 13, but they're still your child. You cannot list them as a child care provider and claim this credit. If there is a child or a person under the age of 19 and they are not your dependent, they still cannot be listed as your child care provider for the purpose of this credit. And if you have a spouse, may not be the child's parent, but they're your spouse, and you are listing them as the child care provider, you're not eligible to take this credit. They do not qualify you to take that credit. If it is the parent, whether it is the mom or the dad of the qualifying child, they cannot be listed as the child care provider. Therefore, they are disqualifying you from claiming this credit. After you've met the earned income requirements and you have the qualifying child, and now it's time to put down the child care provider, here's the information that you need. You need to have the name of the provider, their address, their tax identification number, or their EIN. So if it's a business, you're going to put their EIN number, and if it's an individual, you're going to put their taxpayer identification number. That's usually in the instance that you have like someone like a babysitter or individual that provides care, as opposed to an actual physical building that you go into or organization that you use in order to provide the child care. Now, there are some instances where individuals are reluctant to give that sensitive information of their Social Security number, which would be their taxpayer identification number. The IRS does require in that instance that you do your due diligence in trying to get that information. And if you did try to get that information, but the person refused, you are allowed to write a statement stating that you have done your due diligence in trying to get all of the information from that child care provider, but they have refused to give that information to you. And you're going to include that with your tax return. And your tax professional will guide you through the steps on how that is to be completed. But I will caution you that even if you do write that statement, it is no guarantee that you will be able to still take the credit. You are now at the discretion of the IRS as to whether or not they will approve you taking that credit. And they could honestly disqualify you from taking the credit because they don't have that information that is needed. And in some instances, some people actually may receive the approval to take the credit in spite of not having that information. So like I said, I hope this video was informative for you and provided clarity around this tax credit. I do have some tax topics planned that I would like to share with you all in the next upcoming weeks, but I also am curious to know of any tax topics that you would like to be discussed. So please let me know in the comments section. Thank you so much for tuning in. Until next time.